All right, everybody, welcome back to another YouTube video about college volleyball recruiting. Here we go. I've had a lot of conversations in the last week or two. And they're good conversations, good questions. I feel like the discussion back and forth has been great. The kind of center of these conversations has been the question of, when do I start? And generally, my answer is yesterday. Start yesterday. Literally start today, right now, when you get home from school. Tomorrow, when you have the day off, get started. If you are freshman and above, 100% get started right now. What I tell families and athletes that are like 8th grade and below, I really encourage them to do several different things. I say, improve your skill. Be coachable, practice being a good teammate, and have fun. If you can do those 4 things as an 8th grader and below, you are going in the right direction as far as your recruiting process goes. Once you become a freshman, though, start. I think one of the biggest roadblocks that families and athletes run into is they want to wait until the circumstances are perfect, or they feel like they're perfect. And then they want to start their process. And I really do think in a lot of instances, doesn't always, but it always comes back to bite them, because I hear it every year. Jason, we waited too long. I wish we would have started sooner, right? I hear that all the time. So there's nothing wrong with starting now, with starting tomorrow. Send some emails, put a highlight video together, right? There's absolutely nothing stopping you, and really no reason why you can't send some emails. The only reason why you really wouldn't be able to send some emails right now is if, let's say, you don't have a highlight video or something like that. But that's usually something we can solve and fix fairly easily, have some conversations about it, and we can usually figure out what we need to do. But yes, you need to start. Yes, you can start now. And yes, you should. I just had a conversation today with a college coach, very briefly, just asking about an athlete. And she said, Jason, we haven't seen her live. Okay, so this is a athlete who's a junior, got recruited by a bunch of schools. This is a Division I program that I'm talking about, Division I volleyball program that I'm talking to the assistant coach about, and they haven't seen her play live. So out of the 3 or 4 qualifiers and potentially nationals that this athlete attended, that coaching staff didn't get to watch her play live. And this theme gets repeated constantly throughout the spring and throughout the fall, is we just didn't get eyes. We didn't get to watch the athlete live. And one of the things that I try to let parents and athletes understand about the recruiting process is that when I was coaching college here in Texas, we would always get interest from athletes outside of Texas, California, Arizona, Florida, good athletes, nice kids, nothing wrong with them at all. But the biggest issue with those athletes, if I'm not able to go to a bunch of different qualifiers and watch those athletes play live, if I can't go out every other weekend all spring, if I don't have the money for that as a college coach, I'm just going to watch fewer athletes. And so when it comes down to recruiting, let's just say an athlete from Arizona, not from Texas, unless I can just be able to watch that athlete play 3 or 4 times, there's athletes in Dallas that I can watch 3 or 4 times, potentially 5 over the course of one club season. So when it comes to who am I going to recruit, is it going to be the athlete that I maybe get to watch once, or is it the athlete that I get to watch 5 times? It's, for all intents and purposes, going to be the athlete that I get to watch 4 or 5 times. And when it comes to starting, and the reason why I'm always encouraging athletes to start the process is you need to get yourself, you need to get your name, you need to get your film, you need to get you in front of these college coaches by any means necessary. Email is one of the best ways to do that through film. Yeah, there's some stuff that potentially might work for you on social media. Yeah, we can go to camps. Yeah, we can go to showcases. If college coaches are going to be there, those can be beneficial. But email really is going to be the best way to get you in front of as many college coaches as possible. And the sooner we start that, the better our chances are of a college coach being able to connect with you and watch you play live. Because that has to happen nowadays for the most part. I'm not going to say every single school, But for the most part, these college coaches are going to recruit the athletes that they get to watch play live. If we wait until January and February, if we wait until our first few tournaments to start sending emails and start telling college coaches about who we are, then we're going to miss that opportunity and we're going to be behind, because these college coaches would have already spent time watching the athletes that they're interested in, or watching the athletes that have at least reached out and that they're trying to evaluate. Almost every college coach out there at a qualifier, at a tournament, is going to spend the majority of their time watching live and in person athletes that they want to watch the most. They are spending the majority of their time watching the athletes that they are most interested in. So when a college coach comes to your court and watches for 10 seconds, it's not always great, okay? If you can start communicating, getting your name in front of them, getting some name recognition, getting your film in front of them, let them know who you are and the level of athlete that you are so that they can evaluate you and figure out whether or not you can help their program. The sooner you do that, the sooner that they're going to be able to watch you play live and make that connection. Because if you don't do that, there are other athletes that are doing that. There are other athletes that are local, that have been coming to camp since they were 10, that these coaches have seen grow up and increase their skill as a volleyball player. And they've been able to see that growth. And they've been able to watch them play a bunch, right? Those are the athletes that they're going to go pursue unless someone else who's better, that's more interested, can come around. And so if you aren't starting now to try and make those connections, I would really encourage you to get started. You don't have to wait for the perfect situation or circumstances, or to have your list of schools you're interested in perfect, or to have the perfect email draft. Doesn't have to be a perfect email, it just doesn't, okay? Or your highlights to be perfect. Your highlights don't have to be perfect either. College coaches don't need perfect highlights to evaluate you. Okay, they just don't. You don't have to wait for those situations to start. You can just start. And I would encourage all of you to start. The sooner you get in front of these college coaches, the better it is going to be for you and your recruiting process. Again, when we get to February, these college coaches are starting to narrow down their list in February and March. And if we wait too long, we're going to miss something. So keep sending those emails, keep reaching out to college coaches, do what you can to be proactive about your recruiting process. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you go subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you again next week.